So a lot of us grow plants for different reasons. A lot of you grow vegetables because you want veggies, right? You want to be self-sufficient. You want to know exactly what's in your food supply. Others, like myself, I grow a lot of fruit trees because I like fruit trees. Even if I don't like the fruits, I like the fact that I can grow something that can produce something edible that people like, even if I don't like it personally. Those are usually the main benefits that you can actually see for yourself immediately once your plants start producing. But there's another benefit that most of you do not realize. And this benefit is not usually shown to you for a few years or even a few decades. For me, it took, I think, about 3 to 4 years to actually realize it, and that is good energy. So if you didn't know, plants, they have energy. And unlike humans, their energy, it's always positive. Whether you believe me or not, I'm gonna tell you my own experiences, and maybe you will be able to understand what I'm talking about by the end of this video. So, unlike humans, we can be negative, we can also be positive, and we can be right in the middle. But plants are actually always positive. So the more time you actually spend with plants, guess what happens? That positive energy will transfer into you. So what I'm about to tell you, you have to keep an open mind. If you start judging me, well, just click off the video and go watch somebody else. But I'm gonna tell you my own experiences because I know it's going to open your eyes, it's going to open your mind, and it's going to make you realize what the main benefit of growing plants is going to be for you. So I believe we are all energy. And since we are all energy, plants are energy too. Now energy are like magnets and they attract to each other. So if you have positive energy, you will attract positive people to you. If you have negative energy, you're gonna attract negative energy to you. Now plants are always positive. They vibrate at a different rate. You can look this up online if you want to learn more about it. I'm not gonna get into physics, but this is what I believe. So before I actually started growing plants, I can tell you I was a completely different person. I was very negative. I was very angry. I was depressed. I had all kinds of issues that prevented me from being social, being able to talk to you. I would have never done this in the past. But because of plants, it completely changed me. Now, when I first started growing plants, I didn't actually do it because I wanted to be positive. I wanted to know the hidden benefits of plants. I actually did it because, well, there was nobody else in my area doing it, honestly. And I knew that I had what it took to actually be successful growing plants. I started from scratch. I started from nothing. I grew this from knowing nothing. Most of you actually know more about plants right now than I did when I first started growing plants. By growing plants over time, I actually learned how to grow them, their requirements, and how to water them, how to take care of them, how to do everything about plants. So that came with time and experience, and I think that applies to anything you do in life. But let's talk about the energy. This is something that I didn't realize at the beginning. But I can tell you, I have spent hundreds and hundreds of hours with plants, just being around them, watering them, potting them up, just moving plants around, just dealing with plants non-stop. But slowly but surely, I actually started changing, and I saw the changes in myself. One of the main changes that I've noticed is I was actually able to think before I acted out. I was able to feel more at peace. And one of the things that actually changed me mainly, that I still use to this day, is karma. Now, you can call it whatever you want. I call it karma because a lot of you are very familiar with that terminology. Or you can also call it cause and effect. I realized that plants have good, positive energy. And I realized that the world we live in, it's all about the type of energy that you take in and give out. So I decided to change my life, and I decided to follow the karma system, or the cause and effect system, meaning that any negative things coming my way, I'm going to turn them into positive. And because of that, more positive things are gonna come my way. So how does that relate to you? Well, let me explain to you how that changed my life. Everything in my life nowadays I view as a game. It's either positive or negative. If you're gonna be negative, more negative things are gonna come your way. Whether that is events, people, work-related things, anything will attract more negativity. So at the end of the day, the only way you can actually change is by changing yourself. The only person you can control is you. You cannot control anybody else out there. At the beginning, it's going to be very hard, but I can tell you, plants actually changed me because of the energy that they actually put out. So as soon as you actually start matching the energy plants have, your life will completely change for the better. So let me explain to you about this karma system and some of the examples that I actually follow nowadays in order to better my life. So let's say somebody is delegating you. And usually, for most of you, that's going to cause anxiety. That's going to make you angry. That's going to make you want to brake check them, make the situation a lot worse. That used to be me. But nowadays, instead of just getting frustrated about somebody tailgating me, I just move over and let them go. I let it go. Because you have to understand, the only person that you can control is yourself and nobody else. So by making that small change, you're creating positive energy, and it will better your life. It will make you feel better, and remember, also cause and effect. The more positive things you can actually do in life, the more positive things are going to come back to you. So how do I know plants are the reason why I am this way now? Well, because I can tell you, when I started my nursery, I noticed a change a few years into growing plants. I was completely different, I was negative, and slowly but surely I was able to change myself. And I'm a completely different person now. So let me give you other examples about customers that come to my nursery all the time. I have many customers come to my nursery, and I can tell you, as soon as we start talking, we get along. If it's another person who likes plants, truly likes plants, we become friends instantly. You know how that happens? Because of the energy that we actually have in common. Like I told you earlier, plants vibrate at a different rate. And when you match the vibration, then you connect with plants. And other plant people who actually connect with plants, just like you, they will vibrate at the same rate you do. And remember, positive things or same vibrations will actually attract. This is why when you meet another plant person, the first thing that comes to mind is your smile. You get along with them, the conversation just flows. It's like you've known this person forever because we share the same energy. A lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Next time you go out to a seed exchange or a farmer's market and you meet other people who like growing plants, now go ahead and pause for a second and then think about how you actually interact with everybody who likes plants. And you know I'm right. Plants actually will make your life more social. Unintentionally, whether you like it or not. Simply because, remember, you will connect with other people who like plants. So how can you actually unlock this hidden benefit from plants? Well, I can tell you, it's going to happen at different rates for everybody. I was lucky enough, and for me, it took about 3 to 4 years before I actually started seeing the benefits unintentionally. And then I connected the dots, and I realized the reason why I was feeling this way was because of plants and my effort to be positive. Some people, it may take a lot longer than that. Some people may never get it. And the reason for this is because, for me, I deal with a lot of plants, thousands of plants over the years. And the more you actually are around plants, the faster this effect is going to come to you. And this is the reason why most of the nicest plant people out there, they usually have a beautiful garden in their backyards, or they are part of a group who grow plants, and they usually actually have a lot of plants. And if you actually think about it, they are nice because they've been dealing with plants, a lot of plants, for a long time. So the moral of the story is, yes, you can grow plants for vegetables, you can grow plants for fruits, for flowers, for whatever reason you want, but I can tell you one of the main benefits that you're actually going to get from plants is it's going to change you physically and mentally. And if you actually allow it and put a little more effort, it's going to change your life like you never thought it was possible before. I have people at my nursery, alcoholics, people who come to my nursery and they literally tell me that they had a drinking problem. And once they started growing plants, their problems went away. I had addicts at my nursery who had an addiction to drugs, and I can tell you they started growing plants for one reason or another, and they're no longer having issues because of plants. I have people who were depressed. A lot of us are depressed, but I can tell you, once you actually start growing plants, just being around plants is going to help your mental health immensely. So if you're having any issues in your life and you're watching this video, just give plants a try. Start small, just grow something. If you're not feeling it, just force yourself and get more plants, and start growing and get more plants. Force yourself. The feelings are going to come sooner or later. If you like the video, don't forget to like it. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? And as always, I will see you next time.